Caitlin, anybody that's heard Caitlin come through before, Caitlin is just like, she is just amazing, beautiful energy bubble and herself. I mean, she's just so full of life. They said, first of all, you want to stop the fear. You know, you don't want to dwell on that. Even if you're afraid, try not to dwell on it. Let that one go. But what you really want to concentrate is when you get that excitement in yourself, when you get that joy and you go like, oh my gosh, this just feels really cool. Okay, so maybe you heard me talk about it. My guides came through and gave this beautiful, beautiful little analogy and this little visual practice that can be done when you get really anxious. And it doesn't mean that you're anxious because you don't want to do something or you're scared of something, but it's more of that you just, okay, maybe you are scared because it's something that you don't know and you've not done a lot. And so my guides came through and they offered this really cool thing. And they talked about, she was getting really excited. This particular client was very excited about where we had gotten with our coaching and the practices that she had been given, the action steps given to help her kind of move forward and make a little bit of strides in her life. So she was starting to feel that energy build up inside of her. And my guides got really excited. And so Caitlin, anybody that's heard Caitlin come through before, Caitlin is just like, she is just amazing, beautiful energy bubble and herself. I mean, she's just so full of life. And so she was talking about taking those bubbles and expanding them. And what she ended up saying to us and was essentially that we have fear bubbles and we have joy bubbles. And our fear bubbles can grow and grow and grow and grow. It's not that we need to be afraid more, but they take over. We allow them to come in and kind of step forward and take over more energy. And as those bubbles build, fear bubbles build, they get thicker and thicker with their shells. And when we get excited and we get joyful, we have the joy bubbles bubbling up within us. And when that happens, it was really cool. The analogy they imagine is, they said, first of all, you want to stop the fear. You know, you don't want to dwell on that. Even if you're afraid, try not to dwell on it. Let that one go. But what you really want to concentrate is when you get that excitement in yourself, when you get that joy and you go like, oh my gosh, this just feels really cool. And you get excited. You want to grow those bubbles. And what they did was they basically said, imagine that you have these two bubbles sitting next to each other and they're kind of an equal size because at the moment you're not excited and you're not fearful. And then all of a sudden something comes up and it makes you get afraid. That bubble gets a little bit bigger and the shell gets a little bit thicker. And then it's like, okay, so the second that happens, what you want to do is you want to go, okay, I feel excitement over what's coming also. I also feel excitement. And you want to grow that bubble bigger than the fear bubble. So here's the fun part. The way they described it is that our joy bubbles can actually be smaller than our fear bubbles because on the outside of our joy bubbles, they had us imagine that there are all these pointy spears on the outside of the joy bubbles, just covered. Imagine, if you will, this ball covered with all these little pokey spear things. And as we get more and more excited, the joy bubbles get bigger and bigger and bigger. Spears on the end, they also get bigger, they get thicker, they get stronger. And as our joy grows, all the fear bubbles that are around us, it just starts popping them. Pop, 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 pop. And it was just this amazing little visualization that in that moment you can stop yourself and go, okay, I'm afraid, but oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm going to go into the excitement. I'm going to go into the joy. I'm going to find that fun, even if it's a little thing, because those spears are much stronger than the fear and they can pop them and they can just pop those bubbles. Boop, 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 boop. And so this is just one of the little visualizations practices that they give you when you're standing in a place and it's like, is the fear going to take over or is the joy going to take over? And let me tell you, with the spears on the end of the joy bubbles and the energy bubbles of joy, you can pop the fear and you can move forward. I hope this helps you. It was super helpful for this particular client. We both found it really fascinating because I've never heard of it like that. And now anytime I start to get a little anxiety, like I did about doing this video right now, I'm just like, oh wait, I got my spears in my joy bubble and I'm going to turn them on and I'm going to use them. And I hope you find a way to use them too to help you move forward in your life with a lot more joy. Love and thank you for being here, and I hope to see you soon.